Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Wednesday morning to you.
Sure?
Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk, which is presented by Play Alberta. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you. Jasmine is here too. I think she's making coffee. Bellsy just showed up.
Let's go.
He's on the phone. I know he said he was going to get here just about on time.
What time does the 9:05 show start at? Both of you.
I was making coffee for Bellsy.
Don't give me that sass.
I like how you choose to make coffee right when we're about to start the show, as opposed to right when you get here.
I was just sitting
You instead sit, talk to Tommy, and then
you didn't offer him
afterwards,
one?
like, hey, maybe I should go get a coffee. And now then you go make the
As
coffee.
Wikipedia mammoths, like, good morning.
Bellsy, would you like a coffee?
She's making me one.
Oh, okay.
It's brewing, that's why I took time.
Okay.
We are live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, not EdmontonSportsTalk.com's web player. I will explain that right away here. YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you to all those. Again, the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider by Canadian. Right now it is the Mother's Day deals. 50% off 12 weeks on all units, or you can get 75% off 8 weeks on 10 by 10 units, or it's 4 weeks free on select units. Did you order it?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, both. I got both.
That's through Sentinel Storage. Dusty, I'm wearing, so the Win Yeah shirts are apparently coming from 780. We'll talk about that
these?
later.
I did not.
I haven't even seen them. I've got a Radically Canadian shirt for anyone that
Classic.
remembers the Radically Canadian logo. I want to get the official website correct on this. Shout out to Lansdowne Sports, lansdownesports.ca. They do the CFL gear. They're like the only place that does CFL gear for some reason. Don't know why they're the only ones, but they've launched the Radically Canadian hoodie and shirt. So you can head to lansdownesports.ca if you want to go pick this up. Dusty saw it, and now I guess he's purchased the hoodie and the shirt. I'm just going to quickly show this closer to the screen.
Get a good look at it. That's like 1993, I think they started going Radically Canadian. Look at that. Matthew's modeling it.
They added a maple leaf to it.
Well, that's the... You know what that is? That logo is when they did the retro jerseys. They did like...
Oh, yeah.
They did the 50s and 60s
That's right.
and 70s era retro jerseys.
Because that was the logo that was on it. The old helmet with the CFL logo.
That's right.
I forgot that whole thing was the retro look.
Yeah, so this is actually kind of like a hybrid logo. It looks great.
It's
a nice t-shirt.
it brings me back. Next things they need to do is our balls are bigger.
That's coming.
They should do that one too.
Hey-o.
Lansdownesports.ca. We'll get to more information on other things as well. But if you want to be a Radically Canadian, get this. Jasmine, Bellsy, Tommy, Matt with you here on the EST Hangout. EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Our web player is down. If you go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com and click Listen Live, I've now kicked you to the iHeart stream. I don't know. Every time back end, it says on air or off air. So I click to bring us on air. I refresh the page. It's back to off air.
Okay, so
and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? And I keep clicking it, bringing us back on the air, and then it keeps kicking us to off the air. So our web player on our site just not working.
So you basically had a workaround and then admitted to the workaround while we await the actual fix from...
Well, it wasn't
the back
working
end.
throughout the Nielsen show.
No, I know, but you created a workaround solution
For the
that
most
is
part.
working now. It's kicking you to iHeartRadio, which is just fine.
Yes.
But you had to tell people about it when
Well,
you could have just pseudo snuck it in there like a ninja.
Well, I guess I could have. People were blaming me for the audio stream not
that's
working
fine. You can
already.
blame him for everything.
So
That's good.
I didn't break it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I actually asked them. They weren't. Our provider was doing
provider.
something wrong, and so I messaged them yesterday to correct something.
Did he?
Well, then also we have
whatever.
these issues.
Yeah. Stop it.
They're pissing me
it.
off a little bit right now.
Fix our radio player,
Throw it
please.
in
I
the
agree.
UK or something like that.
You look fly, too.
Not happy with
Thank
that.
you.
Can I say that?
Thank you.
Nicely dressed up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You guys look lovely too. Yeah.
You like the length
Tommy,
of my short
your
pants?
shorts are so short. I can almost see gum.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I tell you what, I feel very comfortable
Yeah.
right now.
Maddie's got like leggings on under his shorts. It's great. See
you?
Good for you, buddy.
What do you got going on there?
He's talking about my leg hair.
Oh, your leg hair. Oh,
You
yeah.
had a tan.
Yeah, and you got a nice tan.
Yeah, nice.
He's a fuzzy guy.
From Mexico.
Almost like me.
Yeah. Guys, you look lovely today.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
sir. I appreciate it.
Everyone's just in a good mood because the Oilers' domination yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
what that
that's
comes
not
to?
where my
Good
good
start
mood
time?
started, Maddie.
Where's your good mood?
My good mood started last week.
When the Lakers got eliminated?
100%.
Yeah.
That's when it started. I've been smiling ear to ear the whole time.
You even called me to
I
talk.
called him to tell him, be like, I love
What is
it.
this
I'm so
called?
happy.
What is this?
Where's your team?
Lakers in 5. My team wasn't good.
Yeah.
I didn't pretend my team was good.
My team
Others
should have been
did.
good. They'll go and they'll make their changes this offseason. Bill Simmons floated out the idea of a Joel Embiid trade,
Nobody
which I
wants
thought was
to
interesting.
play
There's a few.
with LeChoke.
Apparently,
John
Giannis wants John Moran.
He's also on the radar too. Yeah.
I don't think the Lakers. The only problem with the Lakers, I don't think they have the assets to go
Yeah.
make big trades.
I agree.
Giannis wants to go to apparently Miami, New York, or LA. Lakers.
Giannis wants out now?
Apparently,
Yes.
if he's at the point where he's
Wow.
ready to leave, those are the markets that
Giannis
he'll
is
go
going to
to.
go see his boy Masai, and that's that.
In Toronto?
Yeah.
Wasn't
wish.
rumored for that one.
Yeah, it's never worried. It's never rumored. Masai's got his ways. He's got his mystique. He does things differently.
Here's the
He'll
thing for
just
the
figure it
Lakers.
out.
If you're the
Nobody
Lakers,
wants to talk about the Lakers
I'm just
anymore
going to
with
throw this
LeChoke.
idea. If you can get Joel Embiid, you give up a couple of firsts, and that's pretty much it.
You don't
And
even
some
have
salary
any
stuff.
firsts to give
You
up.
don't. Future first. There's more future
Like
firsts.
when? 2035?
Exactly. That's
Oh,
what they
okay.
do in the NBA. You don't have to give up Austin Reeves, Luka, LeBron. Would you make that move?
I'd give up LeBron right now for Giannis.
Joel Embiid,
Oh no.
where you don't have to give up any players. Would you?
Oh, just a free signing?
a couple. Bill Simmons floated this out there. The idea of sending a couple of firsts
Okay, but what
and
what
salary
years do they have?
Doesn't matter.
Well, it kind of does because Philly is going to be like, well, we want to rebuild, but are you going to rebuild in the year 2040?
Or does Philly look at this as the get out of free jail card? Get out of jail free card.
Yeah, you want to get away from Embiid as fast as you can.
And that's why if the Lakers offered something like that, where the Lakers go, we'll take that risk. Because if Embiid comes and plays, you add him to this team, it can maybe elevate us. But there's a chance he might not play again, type thing. Whereas for the 76ers, you don't get anything really in return, but you're shedding that contract off your books.
Oh, what a diva! I'd probably do it.
For the Lakers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just put another cancer in that locker room. It's perfect.
You love the Lakers.
I actually really do like the Lakers. They're one of my teams. But ever since LeChoke showed up, and now this new budding rivalry that me and Maddie have,
I'm here for it.
I'm here
Yeah.
for it too. So I just want to make sure I cheer for the opposite of him.
Less
Opposite of me? Yeah, well.
Surprised you didn't jump in there a little bit.
Right? No,
mix it
no.
up, yeah.
This is fine. The only thing I can tell you is LeBron did tweet that he didn't go to the Met Gala. Had to tell everybody.
Well,
like,
that's nice.
we
LeBron.
were
Thank you.
asked, right?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
very
but I thought that's because his wife was
relieved.
going.
She did. She looked great.
Yeah, so I
Savannah?
think that's
I
why.
was very relieved that LeBron
Yeah.
let me
Phew.
know that he was
Thanks,
not
buddy.
attending the Met Gala
Yeah.
this year. Oh, thank you.
Big
See,
game
the thing
yesterday.
is, you all care though. You guys all care though, because you could have not said anything. You could have just left that tweet live online and let it be. But you guys are all so focused on LeBron that you guys have to live. Like 2 days later, you're still living off of what LeBron has to say. LeBron lives rent free in everyone's heads.
Oh, hey, maybe. I just wanted to fill Belsey in.
A week later,
What did you yell? Yeah, that's because he's the goat. says
he's a
Dustin.
goat in his own mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
He is LeChoke. He is Le Charmin.
Speaking of
He
choke,
is Le Tenply. He is Le Flop.
I'm waiting
He
for it.
is Le Sh.
No, do the.
Le Poo Poo.
That's the one. I like it. What boy, Belzy. You're feisty today. Oh, I knew you.
I'm
would
not.
be.
He's
I'm
in a good
actually in a
mood.
great mood.
He's in a great mood.
Ah, that's
Outside
what I
of
mean.
traffic.
Like a feisty.
It's been a week since I've seen Maddie, so I had to bring this.
At least you have
But
this
then
because your
we're just-
Dolphins are nothing. So
Oh yeah, they're crap.
yeah.
Yeah.
So at least you have something to go on for you with your pro teams.
I know, right? The Raptors suck too.
and they will for a while.
At least I'm loyal.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to talk to Eric about Champions League. I'll do that later.
Cavs choked yesterday too. Twice, 2 in a row.
Ouch.
Indy has their
To
number.
Indy.
Indy was good last year.
Yeah, they were.
I was watching
Indy
that game
almost
because
beat
of
the
somebody.
Celtics in the first 3 games. She put it on a
Yeah.
piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On all the TVs.
Yeah.
disappointment.
Yeah, she's like,
And all the
excuse
TVs,
me.
They're like it's on that one. I'm like, yeah, but I want it on the big one.
Yeah, she's like, excuse me, Curtis and Tony. Who
cares about
I'm
Carolina,
here for
Washington?
5 minutes, and I
Yeah.
need that game on all the TVs.
Oh my goodness,
And
that's
she was-
right. I
She was
didn't.
actually there for 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I was there for a solid hour.
I know you had a
Hilarious.
I came.
It was good to see you.
Yeah.
People are pumped up that you were there.
Oh, and I loved seeing everybody. It's just such a great community. You gotta
Great
come out,
turnout.
you guys.
Brelando
Sentinel Storage.
was there too. Brelando, good to see you. He stuck around till the very end.
Yeah, that fire really caused it really made me go.
I could
was
see it.
awful.
I could see it from my place after last night.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Like you could see it still smoking.
It was,
That's wild.
And then there was another one
hours.
on 199th Street and Whitemud. Another one
What?
started. Yeah. Smaller one. But it's do you want to know what would be great is
Rain out.
like for a week from like 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. a nice steady rainfall.
That'd be ideal.
I'm
Sunny
with
for the
you.
day and night or evening.
I could get behind that.
For an entire
Yeah.
week. Just rain overnights.
Yeah.
A nice solid, steady stream, not one that's too much. Allow the ground to soak it in. Only be like 20 degrees. Just allow that moisture to really be
Yep.
soaked up. All of Alberta
All of them.
and
Get
BC and
green.
Saskatchewan. Like the 3 provinces. Just let it happen throughout all of that.
Especially BC.
Yeah. Just that could we have that for a week? Like next week, could we get that?
That'd be nice.
Be wonderful. And then after that, we could get the nice weather, a little less rain and all that.
Yeah.
But just let's allow the ground to moisten up because based on yesterday, this could be a rough summer at this start.
Whew.
As soon as I left, you guys changed it to the Capitals game. Well, sorry. Why didn't anybody tell me?
Well, they didn't want to get kicked.
I don't think you would have
They
listened.
didn't want to get throat punched.
I do not do that.
Well, you have been on this show and said that you have punched things
no.
and pushed things.
Well-
She has,
Admit it.
I don't have to.
admittedly.
That's hilarious, though. Like the whole table.
People are
Tommy,
scared of you,
everybody,
Jazz.
They immediately changed it to the.
I had
Blue
nothing to
Jays
do
game
with
on.
it.
Yeah.
I was on the air.
You rolled your eyes at me.
I did. Yeah. So
Matt at the Garrison. Fairways are hard out here. Need some rain in a big way.
let's get some rain going.
The beautiful thing though is I still love Garrison.
What's going on outside? Is there a tickle
Basketball.
fight going on?
Basketball.
Every time.
They play
Trev's
at
giggling like
There
he's
is
getting tickled.
there's a standing 9 o'clock game between Dusty and Trev.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So who wins?
Dusty, Trev. Who generally wins your guys' game at 9 o'clock?
Pretty close.
There you go.
Playing prison rules though.
What's
Means
prison
you can
rules in
rush
this?
over and stop the ball. So you can't let it roll back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a little
And
out of
you're allowed
breath.
to Bounce it back up under the hoop points.
Okay.
you see the joy in his eyes.
Good kid. Yeah.
Josh Clausen, not happening for my hope of rain, but there is some hope for steadier rain Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you,
that's good.
Josh.
Monday, Tuesday,
He might be
rain
in
is
next
good,
week.
Right?
Oh, that'd be great.
Right.
By the way, speaking of rain, they had rain in Vegas all day yesterday.
Really?
They had a half inch,
Really?
and that's a lot for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was flooding in the parking garages. By the way, but they're
They don't
designed.
have good drainage systems, I would
Yeah,
assume.
they're designed to flood, to push the rain into the. They have the storm drains or whatever, and a lot of Las Vegas homeless live in there because they're canals under the city, and they get flooded and drown. Unfortunately, I know this is grim, but it does happen
I thought you were gonna say they go into planters.
So they drown what?
because they're underground storm drains because they get monsoon
Not
season
killing
in
me
the desert.
unhoused.
And it floods so much, so all the water pours into these storm drains, and these people live down there,
Oh.
and they're sleeping or they do drugs or whatever, and they're messed up, and they get drowned, unfortunately.
That's wild.
yeah,
But they
not
did
know
have
that.
rain.
Yeah.
And thank you, Josh. We'll get some rain here.
He adds a few showers possible tomorrow morning. Probably won't amount to much. Fingers crossed for early next week.
Okay.
That would be wonderful. Just For the farmers, they always say that
that'd
one.
be very
That's
nice.
This long one. Also, just for wildfire season, we don't want that here.
want that.
Let's get into the Oiler game here
Yeah,
now.
let's go.
We have still an hour and 40 minutes to get to everything here. Hangout headlines brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club from Premier Golf Facilities, corporate branded products. The Ranch, your all-in-one tournament host, proud host over 180 tournaments each year, including the EST Golf Classic presented by Play Alberta. They're here to help you execute all your tournament ideas. Book your tournament today. Visit theranchgolf.com. Oh, yeah, I'll start with where, like, Hernan last night on the post-game show, he's so confident what he saw with the Oilers. He's going Oilers in 5. He's saying this has gone to a quick series. Where are you guys at after seeing the first game of the Edmonton Oilers? Because one shot in the second period for the Vegas Golden Knights, 4 5-on-5 shots in the final 40 minutes for the Vegas Golden Knights. That was domination by the Edmonton Oilers for, 50 minutes of that hockey game yesterday? Where are you guys at right now going from where you were going into the game and the series?
I've been confident in this team. They were down 2-0. I knew that they were going to tie the game for sure. But the fact that another goal happened after the fact was just wild. 5-1, Oilers in 5. I could see that. Definitely.
Pietrangelo coming back
Yeah.
is going to obviously add to their decor. They didn't have him obviously yesterday.
Because he had the flu, apparently. Right?
So he's a big piece of the puzzle. I like that. He's a big piece of the puzzle, and when you lose your best defenseman, it's sometimes hard to figure that out, especially on the fly. I really liked the Oilers game. I thought they were unbelievable. I like the makeup of their lines. I think there's a little bit of like everything all through their lineup, which is making them very hard to play against. But like you can't discount Vegas. Like if this whole thing was reversed and it was the exact same thing on the other side, we'd be like, well, the others didn't play a good game. Mm-hmm. And like they'll be back. And we have to acknowledge the fact that Vegas didn't play a good game. They were not very good. And you're gonna get their best at some point. Is it gonna be Oilers in 5? I don't think so. I'd say Oilers in 6. But based off what I saw, like I really liked the Oilers game. And if they can continue to build that and then just continue to add to that over the course of the series, well, it's going to be hard to beat them. Like I think it's going to be really hard to beat the Oilers, especially the way that they have the ability to come back, their physicality, because they were physical last night. They got in the forecheck. There were spurts there where I think McNabb had the puck and he got hit like 3 or 4 times. He got stripped. And it was just like he had no idea what to do because the Oilers were just on him constantly. But Vegas is still a good hockey team. And so they're going to get a game or 2. So I think it's going to be Oilers in 6. That's what I picked. Here we are.
I haven't changed my mind. I was impressed with the way that Edmonton played after they went down 2-zip. It was funny, too, because Hernan at BP's was like, he told whoever he was sitting with, I think Eric and Dusty, he's like, they got this when they were down 2-0. And they did. And nobody really, like, judging by the group of people at BP yesterday, Westgate, nobody was really down when they got scored on. First time or the second time. Everyone was just like, yeah, okay.
Well,
Like,
especially
the
with how
spirit was
early
so
it was.
high.
Yeah.
Like if their Oilers are going to be down 2-0, 50 minutes in or whatever it is, that I think people are like, yeah, there's a lot of time for this team to come back.
Yeah.
I think there'd be a lot more nerves if it was 2-0 with 10 minutes left in the third period. And people would still believe that the team could come back in those 10 minutes, but be more nerves.
Yep.
When there's almost basically an entire hockey game to go.
And they were dominating. Like they were on the other side the entire time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
You knew
was-
something was going to happen.
It was that one shift where they got, what line was it? I think it might have been Colasar's line against McDavid. They're the start of the game, they were playing Eichel's line, and they couldn't get the change. And it was like, boom, all of a sudden, here's the quick 3-on-2. That's where Perry scored. And I feel like that moment on, it was just done.
Yeah. There was the way they scored that goal, too. They were working on their breakout. I brought up with Cass and Reed yesterday. But did you notice a little bit of a tweak to the breakout? And they fired it up the wall. They went in. They had a little bit of support. And then 2 passes later, and Perry tucks it.
It's interesting. So go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, actually.
I was just going to say that I found that they're playing faster in that particular game than they did it most times against.
Sorry about the internet there. We hit the modem. So it applies.
Oh,
That's what happened there.
Everything's good.
So during the
It's all
play
back.
of basketball, so when things went down for a little bit there, their basketball knocked the modem a little
Knocked it
bit.
right off the thing. I thought it was going to die for good, but
It's brilliant.
unbelievable.
I'm surprised it didn't go down.
Why are you sweating so much?
So for those that saw the hiccup on the show, 'cause I was wondering, all of a sudden the audio stream was off. I was like, well, why did that happen? They were playing basketball. Stuff happens.
That's amazing.
What were you saying?
Playing quick.
They just seem to be playing faster than they did against LA.
Yeah.
I guess maybe outside of the 5 and 6 game, especially 6, but they didn't wait. They didn't sit back and like hold on to the puck and wait for guys to swing. Like they were going up the ice pretty quickly, which was good. And I just thought it made it hard to play against.
And you're talking about the play before the net went off, right?
No,
I
I'm
mean,
talking
net
about the
went
goal.
off. Oh, the goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it started in the Oilers zone. Two guys swung around. D-Man was back there, and then he fired it up to, was it Klingberg? I can't remember. Fired it up to the wall, and then pass, and Perry scored.
39-year-old Perry.
Yeah, that was a nice goal.
Shout out to Sobe Kirk in the nasty chat who, when things kind of had their issue, went, basketball game, unplugged the wire. LOL, it's fine now. I called it. Yes, he did call it.
It literally
That happened.
that's
It was the
exactly
basketball
what
game, so shout out to you to Sobe Kirk for getting that, nailing that one.
I like this one via the inbox. Remember 5 games ago when Trevor said the Oilers were done and he was done with them? Now they're a team of destiny. What a time to be alive.
It's
That
still
emotional roller coaster.
Point.
I'm going to bring this up probably until the Oilers win the cup or lose. They were 40 seconds away from being down 3-1 to the LA Kings and the series probably being over.
Yep.
It was that close.
Yep.
It was that thin of a margin for this Edmonton Oilers team where we're probably having a garbage bag day and I've finished this season already and it's nothing.
Golfing today.
And instead, the puck doesn't get cleared. Bush makes a great play, scores the goal. Oilers have now just rattled off 5 straight comeback wins.
Yep.
So now is that sustainable though? Or is this just one of those things it is what it is? I know Dusty brought up again the 93 Habs who just kept winning overtime games. Can you keep coming back from this? Or in games? Or is that not a little bit of a dangerous game to play?
It's a dangerous game to play. What do you see in all the movies where it's like the bad guy puts one bullet in the revolver, just does that one? That's what it feels like. At some
Russian
point,
roulette?
Yeah, at some point, it's going to get you. So please stop doing that. It's a lot easier just to get the lead and just go from there.
That's what Jasmine wanted yesterday.
Yeah,
She said, go get the lead.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Score first.
It did not happen.
it definitely didn't happen.
Dare I say Bouchard played good defense yesterday?
He did.
What
They all
about
played really
What
well.
about Klingberg?
Klingberg was fantastic.
Yes. Somebody's knocking.
God,
Oh,
I
we've
love
got
you.
coffee now.
God, I love you.
This is a day.
Oh, you are a saint. Thank you.
I made it.
Wow.
Late.
You're a saint too.
Just can't let Eric have like.
the Winnie shirt.
Oh, okay. Another knock.
Oh, they're up.
Okay. Give me a second.
Sports Talk tab. It's right there.
Okay.
All right.
Now available.
Okay.
If
I love the knock.
okay, I want to make sure I get the website. 70 Sports.
Wow. So Dusty just said that Adore got back to him from the 780. The Win Yeah shirts are available now.
How does that
So
go?
yeah, if you go to
Can I get
780,
a Win Yeah?
if you go to 780.com, that's the word 7, the number 80.com. If you click on the tab button, there is Edmonton Sports Talk. You click on Edmonton Sports Talk. Can I get a win? Yeah, is
that go
there?
again?
That's what you get. I'm good now.
Oh, okay.
I have a hard
Would you
time
like to
with
do
that.
it?
Nope.
Okay, you could purchase it. Pre-order, if I'm not mistaken, is what was said. Delivery date May 9th. It says. Pickup will be at the various 780 locations that you can choose from. It is 100% cotton, the shirt. Just throwing that out there for anyone
I'll
that's
tweet it
focused.
on our
Please.
official account.
But 780.com, the word 7, the number 80, so SEVEN 80.com. Click on the 3 tabs. Oh, I'm doing this on the mobile phone. Edmonton Sports Talk, and there it is for you if you want the Win Yeah shirt from 780.
I'll post it right now.
When Dusty first started doing that bit, I'm like, this is so stupid. And then the next thing, you know, it's me being like, yeah, Can I get a win, yeah? With like Trev. Like, I love this.
Did you ever hear the original?
It's
Oh,
like
yes.
It's a kid, right?
Oh, it's blown up from there. Like everyone does it.
Yeah, everybody
in like
does
the
it,
most weird
yeah.
spots too and stuff. And
Yeah, and they make it way more like
sexual.
yeah,
Is that the way you want to go?
they
with
make
it?
it way more.
I thought it was. And I was like, that's just me being dirty. I'm like, it can't be.
It wasn't
No.
just you being dirty. No,
That
it
was the
definitely
intent
the
of it.
intent was
Oh,
it, yeah. And they
okay.
do
Supposed
it
to
in
be
like
dirty.
public places and to just make it really awkward for people.
Like some kid will do it in the middle of class.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
It was added a lot to golf memes.
yeah.
Golf memes got them a lot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of golf memes.
Okay, I reposted Dusty's with the link and the pictures, so they're available now for pre-sale on the 780. So go check it out.
Nice.
I think they're $35. Did I see that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
$35 for those shirts.
I thought the ice was really poor yesterday. The players were falling without contact.
Vegas has like one of the best. It was voted one of the best sheets.
I was
of
about to
ice
say,
in the
aren't they
league.
part of the top list?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking you guys, like, what do you think? Everybody was falling without contact.
Well, ice is slippery, Jazz.
That's a good point.
So, yeah, like they're gonna fall.
Not that much.
Did you notice the puck? Like usually the puck bouncing around is also a
Puck
thing.
bouncing, yeah. I didn't think the puck was bouncing that.
No,
much.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we
Well, in
have?
the first period, it was, or was that just the passing?
They're the 5th best ice according to NHL player poll this year. At 4.62%.
You know what I bet it was? I bet it was the fact that it was raining and it was very humid there.
Yeah.
And so
Well, they're
that
probably
caused-
not ready for that.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe.
They're not
that's
used to
probably
that.
what it was.
Yeah.
And then all that humidity comes
Yeah,
in and it just
and
ruins
so that
things.
made the ice not great. And then they probably lowered the temperature a little bit more, and then it was better in 2 and 3.
Yeah. And then in the end, the Oilers, they did what they needed to
They were.
to get that victory, and
Yeah.
they just dominated. And it's, I don't know. I could see why a lot of people would be very confident about this team after that. Like in the
It was a
end,
great
game 2
game.
doesn't matter to
Yeah.
a degree where the Oilers accomplished what they needed to going to Vegas. You're coming home, worst case, with home ice advantage.
Yeah.
Worst case, you're coming home with the chance to take a 3-1 series lead. That's again worst case. Like, and now all the pressure for game 2 goes to the Vegas Golden Knights because you don't want to drop that second game at home and then have to go on the road. Whereas the Oilers, it's a gravy game. And I know a lot of people want them, no, put that foot to the pedal and make sure you get that victory. But even if they lose game 2, it's awesome coming back home.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, they seemed very like composed, focused, and mature. Mm-hmm. Which is new.
Which is very fair considering they're the oldest team in the league.
Yeah, and then I called it yesterday. I said Hyman's gonna score. Didn't I, Tommy?
You did.
Yeah. And
That
he did.
you did, and
Yeah.
he sniped a beauty.
Oh, it
He
looks like
ripped
pickup for
that
the shirt,
puck.
by the way, will be at Londonderry Mall.
Ah,
It doesn't look like
my
you've
old
changed.
stomping
Oh
grounds.
boy.
I don't know
That's
if you could
actually my
change
old
the
stomping
shirt.
grounds too.
You lived in Londonderry?
No,
When?
I played hockey there though. See, that was our home rink.
For who, KC?
KC, yeah.
Maple Leaf Gardens was your home rink?
Londonderry.
That's Maple Leaf Gardens.
Oh, really?
That's what Cam Moon calls it.
Oh, well. I
Unless
had no
there's
idea.
Santa
I had no
Rosa,
idea.
aka
That was our
Rosemont.
home barn.
You know what? They actually did a nice job renovating it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Londonderry? Yeah, they got a Simons.
No,
the rink. Yeah, but
Oh.
they renovated the
Sorry.
the mall too.
I think that Simons might be going away.
Oh, really?
I hope it
I
does.
heard
It's a
it.
nice Simons.
I'm just trying to remember. I thought I read that at some point it was supposed to be closing or something.
Well,
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, it wasn't like we had KC Arena. Why not have home games there? But we'll just go to Londonderry.
that's weird.
It made no
You guys
sense.
did have KC Arena, but you oddly enough didn't play at KC.
We
very
did not
often.
play at KC Arena once.
Yeah, but just
Really?
practice there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just practice there.
Was it because?
a lot of-
Dare I ask?
Go ahead.
Instead of having all the club teams play at the club arena, they made you guys play elsewhere at city rinks, and they sold those ice sheets to others.
Beer league, probably.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather play at KC Arena than Argyle.
Londonderry
No,
or Argyle.
Londonderry's not like they actually did a good job renovating it.
It's still Londonderry, dude.
You watch your mouth.
Sorry.
That's pretty mean.
It's Cal Belzi on that.
Is it really that mean?
We're up
Yeah.
for a bit.
It's not that mean.
Have you been in that rink in a while?
Yep.
When was the last time you were in that rink?
3 years ago.
Yeah, it's been renovated.
They made the dressing rooms
They
bigger.
renovated it again since 3 years ago? No.
New boards and glass. New,
okay. So they put
new
lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, because they won't. Well, new rinks are super expensive. Like, how long ago was Westwood supposed to be shut down?
Well, didn't the city a
Michael
couple
Cameron.
years ago try to sell off a bunch of rinks? I think they tried to sell off 5. Southside, which is like George Hughes now.
Yeah. I like Southside Arena.
Santa Rosa, which is now the Russ Barnes.
Yeah, that's that's old.
Westwood, Crestwood, and there's
Westwood's
another one.
awful.
There was like 5 that they tried to get rid of. They're just like, somebody buy this.
They were trying to privatize them.
Yeah.
What did they start at? Like 3 mil?
I don't know, but the ice
Probably
plant
5
is super
mil.
expensive.
Yeah.
Like we played our men's hockey this year. We had to move to Glengarry from Londonderry, and
Glengarry.
Yeah, I know.
Woof.
But it's a smaller like ice sheet too.
Still got a cement wall for glass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's glass and then the cement wall. They've also renovated Glengarry, but there's so much room there to like build a brand new nice arena or twin rink or whatever.
They do. They need to get some more rinks.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough rinks in the city, which sounds crazy, but there's the amount of hockey that they have,
Yeah.
minor hockey levels, they need more rinks.
They do.
And they need more like twin plexes. Like they need an overhaul, and they need to just that little red tape that they always put out there.
Yeah.
They just need to remove that. They need probably, I would say, 2 or 3 more rings.
Multiplexes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see them be like, well, the community doesn't want the traffic there. They don't care what the community wants ever. Rarely. Just build a tear that piece of crap down. Same with Westwood, and then build some nice multi-rink facilities.
Is there a footprint though to do those with the
At
parking lot?
Glengarry, yes.
With the parking lot.
Oh, the parking's terrible at Glengarry.
Well, but if you're building multiplexes and you're adding more rinks, you need to have ample parking.
Oh, God. Just take LRT.
To Glengarry?
I know, I'm being facetious.
Chris Hall said, Silent Ice potentially building close to St. Albert. No, we are not. We have a rink in Morinville.
There you go. And that's where the Jets play, right?
That's where the Jets play.
And you guys renovated that one.
Yeah.
That actually, I liked playing at that rink. It was smaller, but I heard the Jets had a nice setup.
Well,
Anyway,
because I think the Crusaders were going to build one.
they are building one.
It's a rink, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
not
they're
a
going to build
multiplex.
it's not a multiplex, but it's a rink, and it was going to be a 4-sheeter. But the last I heard, it was on hold because they couldn't. There was some stuff that they couldn't figure out.
I thought they were building.
Spruce is almost done,
Spruce is almost done.
right? That one looks nice.
Yeah,
I thought they Short Park Arena.
it got approved, but I don't think they
I
have
thought shovels were in the
ground.
ground. No. Well, the city last July voted. The city of Sherwood Park
Yeah,
voted in favor of the $12 million upgrade to an arena.
You know what's bad? Remember Michael Cameron?
yep,
No showers
tough.
Where's Michael Cameron again?
by our old high school, by AOB. That's where we used to go. Like
Yeah,
when we had ice,
yeah,
we would
yeah,
go there.
yeah.
And there was no showers.
That's tough.
It was awful.
You'd like what your mind would be so twisted if you couldn't
I would
shower
refuse to
and you
play.
couldn't loofah. You'd be done. Hey,
Yeah. I loofah. I have one in my
I know.
toiletries kit from my hockey bag.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. It's a very thorough clean.
Yes.
If I'm
I
going to
loofah
play
at
hockey,
home.
you get a shower in.
Yeah, but
I want
that's
it to
at
be
home.
a good shower.
I loofah at home.
too.
Yeah.
I loofah.
But I'm not like coming in with a loofah in my toiletry bag to hockey to like do all that. No, I don't. It's not happening.
You're not
Like,
walking away clean then.
I'm gonna get chemical grade body wash, rub that thing all over myself, call it a day, man.
Have another beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
David in the nasty chat says Crusader was a joint venture with the city, but some fine print being negotiated. Heard it's a standstill right now, so you might
Yeah,
be correct
yeah.
on that.
Anyway, just if you're going to shower at hockey and you're going to have shampoo in your bag or 3-in-1, whatever, you may as well have a loofah in there.
Somebody asked.
I don't see
asked-
what's wrong with that.
Somebody asked, "Who does your back, Tom?"
That's good.
I'll give that one a round of
That's
applause.
You know, if you're showering, wouldn't you just want to get clean? What
Yeah,
if
but
you're heading
it's-
out? Like Tommy might be heading out.
Yeah.
Why go home and
It
then
just doesn't happen. I'm sorry.
Well,
Like,
maybe he's starting a trend of
it's
what
not a
should
trend.
happen.
It's not a trend. It's
Called
never
like
happening.
A thorough cleaning of at the shower.
Okay.
No, not everybody
clean.
has like a NHL quality.
Surveyor Bet says
Dressing room like
Surveyor
saunas.
Brett, loofah to hockey shower is actually wild.
And he's a
I
ref.
agree.
But he's a
It's
ref.
crazy.
Yeah,
His
well,
opinion
refs are
doesn't
weird.
matter.
No, it does matter.
Am I the only one using a loofah at hockey? Yes. Am I going to stop? No. It will continue. Ben Scrivens likes to mock my loofah.
There's a lot of people that mock your loofah.
Do you dry it with the towel after?
No, you just put it in a Ziploc bag.
Okay.
You put it in the Ziploc bag and
You've seen this.
it's still moist when you put it
you
in. It
squeeze it, you
doesn't
wring it
doesn't
out.
dry out properly. So you're actually dirtier than everybody else
Oh, no.
because the bacteria grows
my-
inside of that bag.
No. You get a new Ziploc every season. It's not hard.
Oh, so you wait 360 days?
Yeah.
Man, well, it's not 360, but anyway, it's like 100 days.
You're not going to win this argument.
Dude, if it's still wet, you put it in a Ziploc bag.
You open,
that's,
you air it out when
when do you air it out?
I
Tom?
air out my gear right after.
I bet you don't.
I do 100%.
Cap. Show me a picture when you get home.
Oh my god. You've been to my place. But I do it in the parking garage. It doesn't matter.
You
There's
guys.
one
Rip
last
City Steps. Loofah in a sealed plastic bag is wild. Thank you. You're out of control, Tommy.
I will not change my ways.
Box pounder and loofah shaming. Hashtag and loofah shaming. I'm with that. Taunt says
you, Box
hashtag team Tom and Brett's mad at me. It does matter. F you, Maddie. I stand by that.
What a Wednesday.
Yeah.
This is the EST Hangout, live on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. Right now, you could deposit $20 or more and get a $100 casino bonus by using 100 Casino, or you can get a $100 free bet on sports using 100 Sports. That's 100 Sports or 100 Casino when you deposit 20 or more. There's also a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's by using the promo code YEG50. Yesterday, I used my $100 free bet on Dusty's Play of the Day, which was Bouchard assist.
Did you?
Cashed it.
Boom.
Nice.
I got
106 now sitting in my account.
Very nice.
From that one bet.
Very nice.
All because I used the promo code 100 Sports for that one. I also then threw the 20 I deposited on Jay's Play of the Day, which is a long-term one that now we'll be holding on the Elks being over 8.5 wins. Jay, when he did it a couple days ago, he called me into the little bullpen room to go over the Elks schedule again. He's like, we had 10-11. How did we get there? And we went through the schedule again, and I've got an easy 10 wins for the Elks.
Easy 10.
I'm even when I was like, even if they lose this one, I think they're going to pick up then they still have some extra breathing room, but then I think they might pick up these wins over here. I think the Elks might go 0-3 to start this season,
Wow.
but still get 10 wins.
I like it. I like the
I
confidence.
don't like their schedule to start, but I see the wins after that. That if they get to 0-3, there'll be people annoyed in this city. There'll be people mad in this city going, same old, same old. I say, hold on. Wait till week 5 when they play their 4th game of the season. But there was a play of the day. I don't know if that, because they boosted it. It was on till today, I think. But I don't know what time it went away. Let me just double check on Play Alberta. What are you laughing at, Belzy?
I'm just seeing all the loofah talk and the nasty chat.
That's fine.
Jay's Play of the day is up until 11 o'clock for the Elks. 9+ wins this season. It's boosted to plus 120. By the way, the early bird bets today from Dusty. Rupe Hintz, 1+ points. Ehlers, 1+ point. Perfetti, 2+ shots. That's plus 425 today for the Jets
Ooh, I might
and
sprinkle
the
on
Stars.
that bad boy. Dave in Section T says, did Jasmine just comment on mall renos while you were discussing rink renos? Can it be about sports? That's exactly what happened.
What? It's about Edmonton. It's Edmonton's
Yes,
sports talk.
I know we're teasing.
No, but saying like, they're talking about the rinks and you have to go to the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mall is great. Oh, great shopping. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that Simons. It's close.
That's funny.
You were just talking about just the Jets and the Stars.
Yeah.
Are we completely counting out the Jets?
No,
No.
I won't. The reason I won't is what if Connor Hellebuck just needed that series win? If Connor Hellebuck is Connor Hellebuck from that first round, this series is done quick. I'll say that. Then the Jets should be worried. He's got the second worst save percentage. The only goalie worse right now through 2 games started is Stuart Skinner. He's awful right now when it comes to these playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's that third period / overtime Connor Hellebuck, we've got a series.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, okay, I'm watching these series. The Blues and the Jets were trying to commit murder every other shift. Like, that was a heavy series.
That's fun to watch.
It was.
Yeah.
And the Stars and the Avalanche, it was a very skilled series. It was fast hockey. The Blues are going to come in, or not the Blues, the Jets, are going to come in. They're going to play the Stars, and they're going to be physical. And it's not like the Jets are slow. So is this a series where, like, now where it's closer? Like, the Jets were one of the best teams in the NHL from cover to cover. They didn't make a ton of changes because they thought they were that good. Is this a closer series than we think? Because I'm willing to bet almost every person out there is going, Stars are going to win this thing. But are we just counting out the Jets?
925 save percentage, 2.00 goals allowed average in the regular season. Right now, an 830 save percentage, 3.85 goals allowed average. That's the difference right now. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, there's
if
no trust in Hellebuck.
He needs, if he's playoff Hellebuck, it don't matter how heavy the Jets play. The Stars are scoring goals because they're going to get a couple shots on net and they're going to squeak through. And that's going to be the backbreakers.
Yeah. Absolutely. He did say that he needed this, though.
Well,
which kind of took the load off of him.
Because if you look at his playoffs, I want to go series-wise. This past series against St. Louis wasn't good enough. Against Colorado last year, we know wasn't good enough. Didn't have a single, didn't have a game where he didn't let in 4 goals or, less than 4 goals. Couple years ago against Vegas, which was their first round series that year, he had 1 game where he allowed 1 goal and a 941 save percentage. Beyond that, it was 5 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals. Before that, it was the Montreal series where he gave up 4, 1, 4, 3. And then it was the Oilers series where he was pretty solid there, but the Jets also kept a lot to the outside. But if you go over the last few years, it just hasn't been good enough. Maybe this is just he hit 3 games this last series where he was less than 800 save percentage.
Mm-hmm. But maybe you just needed that healing.
Sure, and that's the only thing I think you could, for me, I'll give the Jets where I'll go. It's an equal series right now. Mm-hmm. But if we see Connor Hellebuck playoff Hellebuck tonight, it's over.
Yeah. Because the Stars are good.
The Stars are good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
And what happens if they get a couple guys back?
They will get a couple guys back.
But when? I haven't looked for tonight's game. I don't know if they is
I
Heiskanen.
think they're supposed to be coming back fairly soon. Tommy,
what could be scary for the Oilers, I will just quickly say, though, is if the Oilers are getting past Vegas, and if the Stars are looking really good to get past the Jets, they probably don't bring those guys back right away. They get that little extra rest.
Yeah, but you got to bring those guys back to get through the Jets.
Not if you're up 2-0 and they haven't played yet.
Okay, you can turn that into a 7-er if you want to.
Well, I think it goes down to if you go back to Dallas and see how the series is progressing. I think if they're ready to go, but you're up in that series, you can maybe hold off on a game. Yeah. And then if you drop it, okay, let's get these guys, let's finish the series off type thing. But if you could keep winning without them.
Dallas is favored on a way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dallas is, and same with Panthers today. They're favored as well.
Interesting on the Panthers one.
I know.
That they're favored?
Yeah.
Pissed off team.
No good Stolars.
That's right.
Right.
I don't care about that win that the Leafs had.
Why?
I looked at that game and I said, okay, great. I'm happy for you, Leafs. Cool. But you're not getting by the Panthers. Like, that didn't, change my
anything.
view of that series at all.
Sam, I'm flip.
Really?
I'm feeling more like the Leafs are a real deal.
Oh, they're a real deal.
Now that's Stolars.
But they're not beating the Panthers. The Panthers did not play good.
They were rusty.
They were not good. They'll be better tonight. There will be way more bite in that team.
What?
No, I didn't know what to make of the Leafs all year. I was like, are they there for real? And in game one, they go get the win.
No, they're a real deal
And I don't
team.
feel like it was ever fully like really in doubt. I know the Panthers every so often got their goals and made it close, but the Leafs pulled away. And I'm worried that they're the real deal, which means beating the Panthers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but as soon as Stolarz got injured, look what happened. They almost won. Panthers almost won. And I don't.
They
like
know how to
this-
play in front of Wall. They've played enough in front of Wall.
Wall's a good goalie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to echo the fact that the Panthers did not play good.
Bobrovsky's
And still
stinky.
almost made a comeback.
He was junk.
Yeah.
Ekblad
Yeah.
was out.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
but
just weren't. They weren't the Panthers that you would normally see. And the Leafs, to their credit, they played a great hockey game. So you can't discredit the Leafs. And I'm not
no,
trying to do that.
This is very Oilers,
But-
not Golden Knights from last night.
Well, Leafs
the
scored
Panthers
early.
are so much better than what they showed.
I don't know, but you can say the Golden Knights so much better than what they showed. They didn't have Pietrangelo. Not taking anything away from the Oilers, just like not taking anything away from the Leafs.
What did I say
But
earlier?
and that's where it's like. But at the same time, I look at that. I'm feeling very good for the Edmonton Oilers after game one. I don't care that the Vegas Golden Knights looked as good as they
I think
did,
the ceiling-
or it was as bad as they did. I don't care that the Panthers looked as bad as they did. I am going to give a little bit of credit to the Oilers that they allowed Vegas to look so bad. I'm going to give a little bit of credit to the Leafs while the Panthers looked a little bit
I think
so
the
bad.
ceiling of the Panthers is way higher than the Vegas Golden Knights.
Vegas Golden Knights were spotty down the stretch. Had some scares in the first round. Florida looked like a team in the first round on a mission and warpath back to the Cup final. Not in game one against Toronto, though.
Kind of nice though, too, right?
I don't mind watching the Leafs lose, I'll be honest.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Leafs.
I don't like this narrative that you guys are like apparently like management saying that Stolarz is gonna come back. Dude, the guy had a concussion. He's not coming back for another 2 games easy.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can't. You have to put out a message that he might come back.
Yeah,
You got to make the
it's-
Panthers think that it's happening.
I think they had the other 3 goalies skating on ice today.
What?
So they have Wall. Matt Murray's still kicking around, I think.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I think he is because he got a few games this year.
Here's the thing: I was like, how pissed off the Leafs going to be though for Stolarz here? How much does that play into this? Whether you think that was a penalty or suspension or not, the Leafs will think that.
What does a pissed off Leafs team look like?
Ready to score more goals? Maybe I don't know.
More ready to score more goals?
I don't
than they
know.
Already want to score?
Maybe. I'm just saying.
I was
I'm not,
watching something.
I'm
the
not
other day.
discounting the Toronto. Like I was one that was worried that or didn't know what to make of this team, and they ended up getting that win. And you could say the Panthers are better than that, but what if the Leafs have their number?
It's one game.
I know, sure.
Because after one game, when it was a Kings versus Oilers, what were we all saying? Oh, I don't know. But guess what the Oilers
Does
did?
it change if the Leafs go up
They
2-0
put
on you?
the
for-
the key in the ignition. Actually, that doesn't exist anymore. They
I
pushed to
still have
start,
that.
and then they just took off.
Yeah, but you can't compare the Leafs to the Oilers because the Oilers, this is what they do.
Well, I guess this is my point: is that the Panthers are a very high ceiling team. So you take that one game with the Leafs. They played great. Congratulations, Leafland. You played wonderful. But you're still going to have to face the Panthers when the Panthers wake up, which they will.
Yep.
I'm putting money on it tonight.
What if
they're
the Leafs
going to
win
wake
tonight?
up?
Does
Shut
that
up,
change
Matthew.
anything? No, honestly,
That'd be-
does that change anything?
No.
You still, you're still
still-
like
no.
because the last series, Oilers Kings series isn't over until the home team loses. You're feeling good. still
Doesn't
about
it
the
doesn't
Panthers.
change a thing for me. I've got Panthers.
I'm just more confident in the Leafs, which I hate saying. if
Stop
they win
doing
tonight.
this. I don't like
'Cause
what's
the
coming
thing
out of
is,
your mouth right now.
If they beat the Panthers,
Oh, stop.
they're in the Cup final.
Stop.
I don't see them
No,
losing to
not
the
Toronto.
I don't see them losing to the Kings or
Stop,
the Caps. I
Matthew.
don't see them losing to the Kings
Matthew,
or
stop.
Caps. It's happening.
We need an intervention here.
Oilers Leafs Stanley Cup
You're
final. The
different.
thing we don't want is going to happen.
Ew.
Could you imagine Bettman?
That's not good.
Gary.
Yeah.
Gary.
It'll be Florida Oilers. Where I lost it here. Jarrett Ukebek said that Robertson's playing tonight, but
He's back.
Is he back? It's confirmed.
He back.
Okay, there you go.
He's back.
Yep.
That's a big boost.
Yeah, huge.
Matthew, never talk like that again.
I have to be real here, and I believe that maybe you got to look at the Toronto Maple Leafs and go, are they for real? And it finished best in the Atlantic. Over 82 games, finished higher than the Florida Panthers. Took down the Sens. That's not a big deal. But
The Sens gave him more fits than people realize.
maybe the Leafs,
didn't.
they just held back. Like they screwed themselves up by foot off the pedal. Now they know they can't do that. And Craig Berube.
Are you Toronto media?
No, it's just I hate saying this. But
You are. Like, you're starting to
It's-
float towards Toronto media.
at some point, you just have to sit there and kind of look like, is this happening? Is this finally happening?
Maddie,
they-
according to this text, you're delusional, just like Leaves fans.
I hope so.
Beautiful text.
I'll say I hope I am delusional.
The Lulu.
I hope maybe next Wednesday you could come out and the Panthers are up 3-1 or whatever in the series and be like, Matt, you were completely off on that. I will take that. I want that. I hope that. I don't often hope I'm wrong. This is one of the times I hope I'm wrong.
You are just being that way right now.
There's something in my gut saying that this team, it's their year to get further. I'm not saying win it.
Because Boston's out. And this is now their time. Where
I don't know.
like,
There's just
And
something.
Tampa's
There's
out.
something about this season. They go win the Atlantic Division, and they're not getting the. I would think in any other year, if they were at the top
was
of
the Atlantic Division
would
that good though this year?
No, but they would be at the top of everyone's Stanley Cup winners. All the media, everyone in Toronto, would be saying they're going to go win the cup, and that's all we'd be hearing. We didn't hear that all year. I feel like there's just something set up this year for the Toronto Maple Leafs to go on a bit of a run. I hate it. I hate saying it. I hate myself. I'm going to go home, look at myself in the mirror, and be like, you disgust me to myself.
You should.
You need the Michael Jordan.
But
stop it.
In the
Can't help.
end, there's just something about this that my gut is saying, look, tonight if they lose, I'll feel better.
Just put it out on a
But-
mouse. Since apparently you're pissy about mice.
Nice.
I'm not pissy.
Bronco Nick.
What happened with mice?
I don't know. He got really mad at. Sorry.
I never got mad at anyone.
It's,
Zach came to me last week and said the mouse doesn't scroll well. So I went to go look at it, and I was like, okay, for now, like you could, if you click on a mouse, it could bring you up and down a page quicker. Apparently, somebody then went and told Hernan. I said, we're not buying a mouse. I said no to buying a mouse. When I never said that, I just said for now, there's a temporary solution. Like,
Well, isn't the temporary solution that little pad right in the middle where you take your finger and you just move it?
no, it's just
main
desktop
studio.
computer.
Oh, okay.
Desktop
Okay.
computer.
Thank you.
So.
What are we talking about
Like,
here,
and
guys?
I said somebody else could have went and go picked up something, but so then yesterday Hernan's going and be like, Matt said no. I outright said no to a mouse. I went like, I never said that. To no one did I say we can't go get a mouse. And then yesterday I walked over to Princess Auto because I needed some packing tape, and Princess Auto has everything.
They had a mouse there?
what?
They have
computer
electronics
equipment?
and stuff.
What?
Okay.
Yes.
So you
I
bought
love
a mouse
Princess
at
Auto.
Princess Auto.
Yes.
Did you submit the receipts to HR Daddy?
I still have to.
Okay, good.
I'll have to do my. I got to start doing that monthly. So I got a mouse.
Nice work.
So there's
Did you yell at Hernan?
Or like
no, but I was like,
him?
storm in
Or
and like
Zach?
put it down.
I just put it. Well, Zach and Benny were on the air, so I just put them down.
Oh.
In front of them.
Sounded
Did they
very
say thank you?
more
No, they're on
dramatic
the
than
air.
that.
Oh, they were on the air.
They're busy.
Yeah.
Benny was talking to Gager and Hernan at the time, so I just put
Benny
it down.
was
and
talking a
walked
lot of
away.
smack yesterday.
Oh, that's our boy.
That is our boy.
taught him well.
We have.
Bronco Nick says, if Toronto somehow beat Florida, which isn't happening, they're not getting past the Canes. Did you see the suffocation they gave the Caps? Yeah.
Canes
I
were
did not
good
watch it.
yesterday.
How was it?
That's
Yeah.
because you had Indiana and
Yeah, you were watching Indian.
Sorry. I know it went over.
Hello, I'm gonna need all of these TVs to be on the basketball game that nobody cares about.
The Blue Jays.
That's exactly what you said.
If the Caps, if I saw
And-
the Caps game, I
And
wouldn't.
Curtis and Tony are like, "Whoa, we better do what this lady says."
They did it right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you were intimidating.
Okay.
You threatened them physically.
No, I didn't.
I'm kidding.
Don't say that. Then Yuke's gonna say I'm gonna throat punch someone.
People are scared of you.
Why are people scared of me?
Because you've said that you wanted to throat punch people
no,
before.
I never
You've
said it.
You
always
said that you
threatened
pushed
with
kids
your
over or something like that.
I'm not, unless you're wearing a Leafs jersey.
leaves.
Leaves.
I just want to get this one in too. It says, "My name is T Mac. I play rugby, and I have a loofah in my bag." Solidarity, T Mac. Well done.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage experts with more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider by Canadian. Sentinel.ca for more information. The Mother's Day deal is on now. For more information on that or to find convenient locations nearest you, you can check out Sentinel.ca. Tommy, Maddie, Jasmine, Bellsy with you here on the Hangout. A reminder coming up at 11. We got the Lock Shop. At noon, we've got the Oil Stream. EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. That's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk until 6. Later tonight, we do have heavy hockey's Oilers Live coming up at 9 tonight, and there'll be Crush Performance at 6 o'clock as well. Thank you to everyone for listening on TuneIn, iHeart, watching on YouTube, listening to podcasts. This is Edmonton Sports Talk, your career choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta.
Good stuff.
Do we have anything else to say on the Oilers, or are we just all feeling good about the Oilers?
I just feel great.
I don't know. We could talk about that game all day. It was a good game. Everybody's in good spirits. If they keep it up, like, that'd be wild.
Connor Brown. Just high stepping all over the ice.
Conn Smythe winner.
I saw a tweet this morning, and people were trying to compare him to Pisani.
I think I heard Dusty say that.
Well, hang on. He's still Mike Pekka. Remember last year there was like the two.
Not as physical as Pekka.
No. Just like playoff effectiveness.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Like
sure.
It was a running gag last year. It was like, oh, he's gonna be Pekka in the playoffs, and he had a good playoffs, right? But I had to downgrade him at certain points of the season to Peter Klima. Yeah, and so somebody texted in earlier, and they're like, Tommy, where does Connor Brown stand on the Klima Pekka Pisani scale? I'm like, he's still in Pekka territory, but he's leaning towards Pisani.
But he's starting to dabble in the Pisani territory.
He's leaning towards it. He has far surpassed Peter Klima territory.
He might just be a playoff performer.
He is. He did last year. Never stepped it up regular season.
Yeah, but last year was the knee thing.
Yeah, he was coming back.
He was okay at times the regular season this year, but
same with the janitor. He might be just a playoff performer too.
it's my guy.
Yeah, Tommy's a guy.
Although that play that he tried to make to Brown on that 2-on-1 was kind of like, whew.
That was
why
bad.
not just like go shoot that?
I will defend him just because, and this is going to be a total BS take. Maybe he just knew Connor Brown was the hot hand, and he's
Fair.
like, I need to get it to him.
But I mean, the guy essentially gave him a breakaway.
Yeah, I know.
He shaded so far over, and like
could've
you were right in
walked
the
it
middle
in.
of the ice. You could just walk this thing in. And,
But he tried
I
to
don't
pass
know.
to Connor Brown
Yeah.
because Connor Brown's so hot right now, like Hansel. Again, that was BS take. I just did it for S&Gs.
What was the word?
S&Gs.
Oh, okay.
Silly goose.
No.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay.
That's the one. There we go.
Why does
There
it
we
work
go.
all the time?
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Matt's never
My
going to
bad.
allow us to come back
I know.
on at the same time.
Fine, but mostly in that part, it's like
Okay, somebody has responded to T-Mac, says, I play rugby, I use a loofah. Dave in Section T. Dave in Section T's on fire today. T-Mac having a loofah and playing rugby means nothing. He's probably a back. We had a back that had a separate kit bag just for his hair care products. He was a good player, but we teased him endlessly about that bag. That's mean.
Yeah, it is mean. Someone wants to take care
Dave.
of themselves. What's it to you?
Jared says, I carry a loofah in my bag in case I need to freshen up after an intense quilting class.
Get out of here.
I mean, hey, people have different bags. Some people bring tickle trunks on the road. Some people bring loofahs on the road.
I would never
do what you need to do.
I would never use a wheelie bag, though. Never ever.
That's a
a
cardinal
huge-
sin. Unless you're bringing in 2 cases, you are not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Cardinal
if you're
sin.
Zach Brown.
Well, I like Zach Brown, and I think he's doing a great job with McLaren, but he does use a wheelie bag, and that was
Is that season 2?
he lost like 17 cool points on that one.
You can't have a wheelie bag.
What if you live in England? You don't know better.
But he's from North America. He's
He's
American.
from America. Yeah, but the Americans don't really
What,
know
and why
either.
was Andrzej Kopitar hanging out at his house while he was barbecuing on
What?
the
That's
last season
cool.
of Drive to Survive?
I haven't watched Drive
yeah.
to Survive for the last couple of years.
Yeah, he was all kingsed up, and Kopitar's having a beer and just listening to him talk about Lando and Piastri. But by the way, Piastri, what a race. Good for Lando, too. 1-2.
It's becoming a Piastri seasons. Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout is brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. What were you going to say, Jasmine?
I was gonna ask you guys, how did you feel about that? Is so good. That is so good. Also, can't unsee it.
Yeah, that is so good.
For those on YouTube, somebody took is that the Gretzky photo? Yeah. The Gretzky photo and put Tommy's face on it.
And a loofah in my hand.
And a loofah on his hands.
What did you guys think about the officiating yesterday?
Subpar, as usual.
I think it was better than most of the time. There was, like, the one call with the, was it, I think, Howe pushed Connor Brown into
That
Aiden
was a
Hill.
bad call.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
Yeah, and then really, we talked about it on the post-game show. They can review, linesmen can point out anything that's 4 minutes or 5 minutes penalty-wise, and they can review it. That's why you had the Nugent Hopkins 4 minute.
Well, but they initially, because the refs come out,
They call it on the ice.
they had to call it on the ice. Because if it wasn't called on the ice, I don't think they can review it.
Exactly. So
But
it's
they
a
came
strategy.
back out and said the call stands, which allowed them to check if it was a double minor.
Yeah.
And that's
but no
the
one
right
saw,
way to do it.
But no one saw them call anything on the ice type thing.
Right, because
So
didn't the Oilers like have the puck and didn't play go on for a bit?
that was the weird part of that, and that's where it's like, I feel like they just said the call stands to save their own asses.
Yes. Absolutely.
The only two calls I really hated were, so there was one where the official was standing. So if I'm watching my screen, he was standing on the left-hand side of the rink. It was in the Vegas zone. There was a battle. I think it was Frederick and another guy, and maybe Kolesar or something. And he high-sticked his teammate.
Yeah.
Teammate snaps his head in the air. The ref doesn't see anything, but then he sees that head snap, then he calls it.
Exactly.
It was very delayed. I'm like, you didn't see it. Don't just fall for the head snap.
They fall for it.
Didn't
Always.
like that one. They reviewed that one, or something happened on that one where they checked it, and it was like it was his own
incidental-
player.
Yeah.
And then the Connor
Friendly
Brown
fire.
one where he goes to the net, but he gets hit into Hill. Didn't care for that one either.
That definitely shouldn't have been a penalty. But otherwise, I was, again, I'm satisfied with the officiating other than that. Which is also
The bar is
refreshing.
low.
Yeah, because the bar is so low,
yeah,
right?
It's so low.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, well, they screwed that one
Yeah.
up. Oh, that was a terrible
And I think that
call.
also
Okay.
gave the Oilers the chances that they had to really play hockey. And maybe just kept them composed and, like, not get them frustrated with stupid calls.
I think they're used to stupid calls.
I would agree with that.
Every team seems to be used to the stupid calls.
We've got a new name and a hockey team. Utah Mammoth is official. New
Was
logo.
waiting- was
You
waiting for
guys'
Maddie to bring that
thoughts?
up. Well, we
I
know
like it.
yours.
Boo.
What?
don't li- I
Oh, yeah,
like
you don't
it.
like it either. I forgot. I love it.
Yeah.
Me and Maddie agree on this
That
one.
symbol is sick.
HC for life.
They'll always be hockey club to
Yeah.
me. Until someone actually
will-
has the guts to do it somewhere else down the
Legitimately
line.
call them HC from now on.
The logo is nice, but it does feel very generic team selection on
Yep.
NHL. And that's what I don't like about it.
Yep.
It shouldn't feel that generic.
Fully agree with that.
Well,
They added their nice little pieces to
they
it.
tweaked it a little
They
bit.
did, but in the end, it's still something I've probably played once in like 2003 when I created a team type thing. Like it's just there's something I remember. I think it was the Alliance of American Football did all those generic typing looking logos, and I don't know why it looks that way to me, but it looks just way too EA Sports.
Because
to
it
me.
is based off the EA Sports
and
head logo.
that's
But
always
they-
going to then annoy me
They
with this.
added it, like the tweaks. The tusk is a little bit different. They put the outline of Utah, which YouTube Trev caught instantly. Good eye by YouTube Trev. I do want to say I thought one thing was kind of funny in a stupid way. I watched the video of the description of like the thoughts behind it. They found a lot of mammoth skeletons
Is it
and
this video?
remains. Yeah, and then there's another one that does a breakdown. There's a couple of them that they put out. So a lot of mammoth fossils in Utah.
Yes.
So there's a legit tie-in, which is great. But then they're like salt white, mountain blue, and rock black. And I was like, those are the stupidest color names I've ever heard in my life. You just have white, light blue, and black. That's good. You don't have to call it salt white, mountain blue, rock black. And I was like, that's a bit much.
Tell me how you really feel.
I think it's ridiculous. Stupid.
Greg Wyshynski, he had written on his ESPN article here. It says, so the name was inspired by herds of mammoths, having claimed exactly what Tommy said, what would have become Utah as their home for more than 10,000 years. I'm sorry, I'm not reading properly. You know what? 1 second.
Read it.
Fossils have been found throughout the state, and a complete mammoth skeleton was discovered in Huntington Canyon in 1988. Evidence suggests mammoths charged in herds at speeds exceeding 25 miles per hour. This is the stuff I was reading on Wikipedia today, by the way. That's why I was late. Okay, this is actually the point I wanted to get to. According to the team, Utah chose a singular mammoth rather than mammoths because it symbolizes one team, all in and all of Utah.
I like that.
Yeah.
This logo does look better than the previous iteration that I saw.
It does. They've added to the. They've made it their own to a degree with the little things in it, but it still looks very much EA Sports.
But less EA than the other one that they had.
The trunk part and the horn part and all that. That to me is what makes it the EA.
I like the top, right? Like you got
that's the state.
Wasatch Mountains.
And then there's the state outline
Yeah.
there and stuff,
Yeah.
and there's an M in there. It's just
It's kind of cool,
it's
but
kind
it's
of
still
cool.
HC.
Damn right.
But they have the Utah in the front, and then they reverse the symbols. Don't you like that then?
Pardon?
Like, do you like that if it's just Utah in the
Yeah, I
front?
didn't mind it.
Yeah, rather than the mammoth.
So on the away jersey, it just they're keeping the same jersey.
Yeah, so they're keeping the hockey club when they're away.
The mammoth will be on the shoulders, and then the home jersey will have the mammoth on the crest. At
Exactly.
The front.
That's why they should be
Utah.
the Utah Hockey Club, but just have the mammoth on the shoulders.
Oh my
That's exactly what I showed you. Because I'm like, this is exactly
And then they
why
just
you
do
would
the
like
state.
this, right?
They just do the state with the same Utah HC logo.
That's wild. I can't believe you guys do not like this symbol. It's so nice.
He just said he likes it.
I said the symbol's nice.
Man, it's too much coffee.
I said
Let me
it
put
looks
this
pretty
down.
fine. It's just
Literally, can't read. Fucking don't know what to do.
I just wish it was. I wish it was almost a brand new design compared to what we saw from EA Sports.
Every time I would hear Zach DeCum read a sports update on EST Afternoons or the Reed Wilkins Show, and he would be like, "The hockey club welcomes in the Kraken." It's
brilliant.
Like, oh my
HC.
god, what a stupid name! And Zach was not wrong, or
It-
pardon
it-
me, he was.
You just
he was
call
not
it HC.
wrong.
You don't even call it anything
No,
else.
but that
HC.
is their name, the hockey club, and I'm like, what a
Yeah,
dumb.
HC.
No, it's the arrogance of it, which
name.
makes it better. It
Awful
takes a certain level of intelligence to see the beauty.
No, there's no
of the
beauty.
hockey
It's
club.
stupid.
You've got it with me.
No,
Yep.
It's,
you guys are trying to flip
not
this
fun.
around.
Yeah, you guys are not fun.
You're not right. You guys are incorrect.
I like having confidence in being an arrogant organization in
Or-
that sense. And that's what I love about it. That's again what I love about it.
It is arrogant.
lack-
It is because
Any
again we talked about it a
creativity
couple weeks ago.
whatsoever.
Who is the hockey club in the NHL?
We are.
It would have
We're the
been
hockey
Utah,
club.
us, not
Actually,
the
Montreal
Habs.
is. Thank you
right,
very much.
but that's the thing. You would have that over the Habs because we're actually the hockey club.
Oh, you're part of them now.
Well, I'm saying like if I was Utah, and that's what we'd be
Add them
saying.
to your list of favorites.
No, this is just
What
what
number
what
do
I'd
you
be
wear for
saying.
Utah
I'm not
Hockey
Utah. I'm
Club?
speaking as a Utah fan.
Oh my God.
Here it'd be one of those where I'd sit there and go, "We are the hockey club, not Montreal."
Yeah.
Our franchise that's
was
only entering
such a
year,
fallacy.
that's entering the second season. We're the hockey club.
No, you're not.
No one else.
You are not the hockey
They aren't
club.
anymore because they're too scared to do that.
They're
no
not
guts.
scared. They
no
know where
guts
they're
to do something cool
They know how the marketing goes.
in that city.
I don't know.
That city loves.
I know how they can make
that
things
city
out of
has
mammoths.
weird names for all their teams. It's the Utah Jazz.
That is a
That's-
weird. That is
that
a
one's
weird
funny,
name
though.
for
I
it.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It's-
makes no sense.
If there's any city that's designed to have weird names for their city, it's the Utah Hockey Club. Forever, the Utah
Yeah.
Hockey Club.
It's no different than the U. Miami has now been dubbed the U. Nobody else can do that.
Did they patent it?
Oh, they absolutely did. Nobody else in collegiate sports can go like this and everybody knows exactly what it is. It's the U.
And there's how many universities in the United States?
They're synonymous.
But there's only one.
There's only one, the U.
There's only one.
Have they won championships?
Yes, they
Yes.
have.
Then they
in the
earn
end.
that right.
Yeah, but they probably were doing that before.
Yeah.
Not like
They
this
haven't
right now.
Because
Here's
their
the thing.
logo is
Okay, I'll say
literally a
this.
U.
They haven't been good
is a
since
crappy logo.
2004.
And they're still the
Exactly.
They're the Hurricanes, right?
U.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that program. We've been trash, and I will use we on that one. We've been trash for a long time, but we're still the U.
Yep.
The NFL players go on, they do their things, and it's
Yeah.
not we're from the University of Miami, we're from the Hurricanes. No, the U, baby. The U.
That's all they do. All
I
these
know.
Alabama guys that are like some of the best programs, they can't even use the U.
I miss such a
Okay.
That's why if you're the hockey club or we are HC,
We're,
You know why
we're the
you're so
only
attached?
one.
Because one of your teams is called HC Edmonton.
yeah, and guess what we're known as across the league?
The hockey club?
There is other teams.
HC?
There is other teams in the league that have HC, but we're the only team known as HC. People drive around, they do their thing. You're part of HC? Yes, I am.
There's
HC.
only one
We
that matters.
Are the hockey club.
There's
That's
only
all
one that matters. And that's why I wish it's this a Washington football team should have stayed.
Yeah.
Who's the football team in the NFL? There's 32 of them. But who's the football team?
The commies.
Washington. It would have been Washington. I would have stand by. It should have been the Edmonton Football Club. Who's the football club in the Canadian Football League? Well, there's only one football club. It's this team.
I don't like it.
It's the arrogance of it.
It is arrogant, though.
And that's my point.
It
That's why
is.
it's that confidence of like,
Yeah.
and it would just be also funny that of all the teams, it's Utah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why. That's what made it so great. That's what made it wonderful. And it's the fact that we have to explain it. It just explains that we're just at another level than everyone else. Belsey,
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's cheers to that.
Why did
Yeah,
you guys? I thought you guys
boring.
were fighting at the start of this show.
Yeah, talk about the Lakers again.
You guys just don't like that. We see that Belsey and I are such good friends. You can have disagreements on other things, and it doesn't ruin things. You could just have
100%.
normal conversations.
Just like normal vibe.
Yeah. Myself and Lucas Holt have had many famous debates. Best buds. Best buds.
There you go.
Jared, he's like, okay, but if you're trying to bring in a new generation of fans, what kid would care about the hockey club versus
you.
Mammoth? And that's exactly what I said on the Hangout before.
Yes.
That's what I mean with marketing.
So you're
and
just a
bringing it
fat elephant instead of being the club.
in. First of all, it's a fat elephant. It's 9 to 10 feet.
Oh,
it's
sorry,
close to
it's
an
a-
African
you know why-
elephant.
Sorry, it's a little bit of a thickie then.
Do you know
Is
why-
that better? That boy thick.
Do you know why-
Actually, not even thick. That boy tick.
Do you know why that kid watches the Utah team? Because it's the team in town. Did anyone in Edmonton become an Oiler fan because they were called the Oilers, or did they become an Oiler fan because they're the NHL team in the
Yeah.
city? Doesn't matter about their
American.
name to get
If you
the
think
kids.
about it, Oilers is a stupid name. I have thought about it.
Yeah,
But
because
it-
there wasn't
but it
really
connects.
a logo.
It does connect
With the
now.
region.
And the
Yeah.
oil drop. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it makes,
that's right.
but it's you think about it, you're like, what is that? You don't call guys on the rigs Oilers,
No.
True.
right? Like,
There's a lot of soccer teams around the world that don't have real nicknames. They're the football club or something. They have no problem getting to the youth. They have no problem getting the cute youth on board.
You're comparing
They
soccer
just
to
they
hockey.
just happen to be bigger sport.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Now
a
they
much
are,
bigger
but
sport.
there's a lot of
Let alone
smaller
American
clubs.
market.
There's a lot of smaller clubs. There's not just one league in England. There's 7. People are fans of that low-level 7th team. They're fans of it still. They don't need a cute name to get the kids on board. Part of it, like Utah, they didn't have any kids come out to their games this past year.
Like if Byron came out, everybody would know who Byron is.
But Utah Hockey Club this year, they didn't have a name. They didn't. Did they have a problem getting appealing to the kids?
Nope.
Exactly, because they're the only team in town, so you don't even need that for the kids.
but now they're the Mammoths, so they're gonna really get the kids even more than
Yes.
before.
The kids were always going to be there anyways. Again, if you're the hockey club, you're not losing the kids. It's not because of the name that they're falling in love with the team. It's the fact that it's the NHL
can't
team in
read
town,
that.
and Dad and Mom brought me to a game.
Big you.
What do you say?
I can't read it, but great.
Yeah, I just saw it. Very good.
But it's great, yeah.
It was
How about
in the nasty chat. It's
Big Uke pouring his own beers last night.
Big
yeah?
Uke
Yeah.
comes when I leave.
Yeah. Most
What
soccer
were you there
teams
for the start of the game?
No.
Okay. Soccer teams have nicknames,
they have nicknames,
but they're
Yeah.
not. They don't get referred to all the time. It's people don't call it like others will. It's the Red Devils, but it's Manchester United. It's Man U.
Yeah.
No one's saying Red Devils taking on the Gunners tonight.
No.
It's Man U's got taking on Arsenal.
Yeah. I agree.
Again, you're comparing soccer culture to hockey culture.
Yeah, it's different.
Very different.
Good point. And
Yeah.
North American sports to European sports.
So they're
Exactly.
better fans that they just support their team because
We
of
said that.
Well, because they don't need marketing to support their team. Is that what we're saying here?
It's just a different way of doing it.
Oh no, I'm just saying that like so the kids now need marketing in North America versus Europe. They're just gonna join.
Well, now they have a cool logo rather than a stupid circle that
Yeah.
says Utah Hockey.
Well, they still have just Utah on the jersey.
Hey guys, I love the
fine.
Utah.
Yeah, but like,
but I'm just saying that's for
Tommy,
the
you're
kids
making
here.
the same point. You're making the point for the other side too, because what they did with the white jersey is they kept the exact same logo. It's Utah down the
Yeah.
side, so you're not even actually putting. You're still using the HC logo.
What? No, you're not.
Well, you are because
Utah
right,
word mark.
currently
Yeah.
it's
Okay, we're
Utah
gonna get technical.
Hockey Club.
That is the
and it's
Utah
a Utah
word mark.
word mark, and you're keeping that
It's not the logo.
Word mark.
because if you had to, then you would change it up, but you're keeping it because you understand that it actually was kind of cool.
No, because
Kind
they're
of a
keeping the
baseball.
culture of the first year.
That's it.
Because it was
because you
kinda cool.
realize it was
Yeah.
kind of
Because
cool.
it was kind of cool. If it wasn't a
It
good
was
culture,
not cool.
if
It
it
was
wasn't something
stupid.
cool, you would move on from it immediately.
No,
Yeah.
no.
There's a reason it was a finalist.
It was awful. Can I read this text for Belsey
Yeah.
really quickly? Or do you want to rattle off?
No,
a line?
go for it.
You know what? I don't care if you want to rattle off a line. After that BS I had to listen to about Utah HC. Question for Shawn. What would the chatter be in the dressing room with Evander Kane coming to the rink in lavish cars? Last night he was rolling up in a Rolls Royce in Vegas. He had the blue Lambo in LA. Go ahead.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I laughed. And I said, only him.
Yeah.
So the chatter in the room, it's probably just
Roll eyes.
eye rolls.
Yeah.
Just
Amongst,
like,
amongst
okay.
his team members
Oh, yeah.
or his teammates, I mean. Okay, well, first of all, y'all calm down because that would be me. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Who cares? It's bringing.
Well,
Don't
attention.
teams come together on a bus?
they do.
Yep.
Well, Connor Brown was walking to the game in LA and he picked him up in the blue Lambo.
Yeah, but the walk from the hotel to the rink in LA is like 14 steps.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
So it's a bit
and
unnecessary.
I'm pretty sure the drive isn't that far from where they stay in Vegas to the rink.
Right, they're
It's
on the
not
strip.
very far.
and
Yeah.
you go down the back road.
So guys will walk,
Yeah.
or guys will take the bus.
Yeah.
They're not ordering up lavish vehicles for a 2-minute jaunt.
yeah, it's an attention grab.
I love it.
Great, that's good. He wants you to love it. The rest of
Yeah.
the team,
It's
roll
just-
eyes,
He's doing
whatever.
a little extra. And it's a good video too, so you know it's kind of planned, right? Of him pulling up the way.
Yeah,
Everything
everything he
Evander
does
does is planned.
Yeah, but like
Everything he
planned.
does is
It's
calculated.
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 Everything Evander Kane does is calculated.
But what's so wrong
Everything.
with that? I'm just confused. I think he's marketing himself. Defy, which just went on sale, by the way, on
There you
his
go.
website.
So it's working.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the question was, what do the guys in the room think? They go, this is stupid.
They go,
You're an
they
idiot.
shake their head,
Yeah.
and they go, whatever,
Or
and
is
then
it
they
just
eye roll.
Kane being Kane.
Nope. It's
They don't say
literally
that?
just
To the question of what do the
shake
guys
their
say?
head, eye roll,
Yeah, they're
and then
like,
they
"You're
move
an
on.
idiot."
It's about a 2-second
Yeah.
eye roll. Okay, bye.
This text says Kane is a brand. Yeah, well, that's
Which,
what-
hey, at the end of the day, so to your point,
Yeah.
I don't fault him for trying to create a brand.
this is
I
clearly
think,
thoughts after
I
hockey.
think more guys should create brands.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not disagreeing with that portion of it.
But this
'cause
answers the question.
But the answering of the question, when you're in the locker room, it's different. It's no different than LaRock. I've known George's for a long time.
Yeah, good point.
But George's, when he was doing his thing here in Edmonton, was
show and
creating
stuff
a
like that.
brand. That's how we ended up with 92.5 The Bounce. That's when he was
Power
doing like
92 back then.
Power 92.
Yeah, the evening show.
He was doing Love Advice. He was doing all these different things, which then transitioned him to what he's doing now,
Which is radio.
which is radio. So like, cool, good for
marketing
you,
appearances.
and build yourself
radio.
up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's like this little line, and it's a fine line in how you want to navigate that. But I do think more guys should have brands because marketing in the NHL sucks. So
that
do your
is
thing.
true. That is true. But Kane being who he is, you're just like, okay. Do I mind it? No, not at all. If I was on the team, would I be annoyed? Yeah. I'd be like, really? So you went and got a Lamborghini, or now they probably dropped it off for him, and you're going to drive it 30 seconds, and then you're going to have somebody shoot a video of it. You're going to pick up Connor Brown, and then everybody's going to talk about it and talk about how badass you are. That works.
Okay, I think for some reason I thought he has a home in LA, and those were his vehicles, and that he was actually coming.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
No. He's just doing it to showboat. Yeah.
To make
And it
himself a
works.
story.
Yeah.
To make himself in the spotlight.
Which, whatever, like, honestly, like, at the end of the day, whatever. But to answer the question,
Yeah.
it's a 2-second
Yeah.
eye roll, okay, whatever. Then they move on because that's
Yeah.
about as far as they want to take it.
They want to get focused on the game.
Yeah, but outside of that, yeah, there should be marketing, and guys should be
Yes.
comfortable marketing because once
Personality
again,
is good.
we have talked about this ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Marketing in the NHL sucks big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
And guys need to find ways to make more money, and they should, because that's what the NBA does. That's what NFL guys do. That's what baseball players do.
Yeah.
So go ahead, make your money. Like,
Yes.
I'll never sit back and rip you for that. Like, do your thing. But to answer the question, eye roll, move on.
Yes.
Okay,
That
I
is
didn't know
answering
about the
question.
21 steps. All right, I had
It
no.
is literally you get outside the one door of the hotel that you stay at, and the parking garage player / VIP entrance is like literally right across the street, and it's a small little street, 2 lanes, and you're like, here I am.
Personally, I'd prefer a limo or something, so I don't have to worry about parking and doing all that stuff.
Of
and
course.
talking to people.
Of course.
Well, and the thing is, it's funny because, like, so when I played down in Houston, right, whenever we weren't at our practice facility in Sugar Land, we'd play at the Toyota Center and we practice, but everybody had to park down the ramp, right? So
Yes.
you have us AHL guys and our AHL quality vehicles. And then you
Still
had
nice.
we had some nice vehicles.
Yeah.
Like, we had a lot of guys that were like first, second round guys, whatever.
Yeah.
So still nice vehicles. Like, there's Escalades and some Mercedes and stuff like that. Cool. But then you have the rest of the Rockets also parking there. And I remember Steve Francis he had his Bentley, and it was like parked going down
Yeah.
the ramp. And you're
Yeah.
like, that's odd. Why would the Bentley be there? But then at the bottom, you had T-Mac and you had Yao Ming, and they had Stretch Hummer, Stretch Limo.
That's sick.
They was getting washed. It was like those two guys. It was always like a show for them.
They have valet service. Like
But guess what? Those guys are still relevant. Like T-Mac, I see everywhere on Twitter.
He's in
still
commercials
relevant.
for,
there you go. That's my
Gillette
point.
or whatever with Grady Dick.
Yeah, that is my point.
Yeah. That's smart. That's good marketing. So, okay, Brock texted and he goes, let's all complain about how hockey players don't show any personality, but the second
They do.
someone does show some personality, we should just poop all over them.
Right on.
This says, didn't the Oilers stay in San Jose for round 1 of the playoffs because they didn't want to be in LA? They stayed for a couple extra days in San Jose to answer that question before they got to LA. We like the personality.
Yeah, no one's
like
no one's
it.
calling it. The question was what would happen inside that locker room?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's only one person, I think, right now, listening or in this room to this show that has ever been in an NHL locker room during a game or before a game.
That's right.
And so the question was posed to him, and your answer was just what players would be thinking.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah. 2-second eye roll, and then they move on.
Yes.
Now, we are also talking about actually wanting more personality in hockey
100%.
because they don't get to showcase their personalities enough. Because the culture of hockey has always been suppress that, and you got to fit in. We're actually saying Evander should go have a brand and go out there and do his things, a la to what Georges Larac did when he was here. He had a personality. He built his brand.
But there would have been
Now
eye rolls
he's-
with him for some of the stuff
for
at times
sure
in the locker
there
room.
was.
Yeah.
And you go ask any of those guys that played, and they all eye roll him. They still eye roll him today. I eye roll him today.
I don't like always going to the deferring. Always like, well, somebody played, and in this for this case though, if you've never been in an NHL locker room, kind of can't call anything out right now. So Bellsy can get that way.
Hello.
A special invitation for Tom.
Oh, you want to talk about showboating? How about this guy?
Here we
Lolly
go.
Tour from Upnell Hockey. Say hi to everybody, Lolly.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
everyone?
big boy. Good to see you.
You're so hard to track down.
You're harder than
You
someone.
literally live a block away from me.
Hey, someone's not messaging me back, right?
Oh,
Yeah, that is true. I
You're
didn't
closer
message
than
him
I
back.
do.
That's really well done.
It's been a busy,
Nice Tom
busy
Gazzola right
playoffs,
there.
I guess.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
opening this on the air?
Well, there's Indian sweets in there, so you guys
Can I
pass it
share them?
around. Yeah, pass it around, try it.
Am I gonna like these, Jazzy?
They're laddu?
Laddus?
Yeah,
My
you
mom
like-
made the laddus.
Oh,
Your
wow.
mom made
homemade?
these?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're made with love?
They're made with love.
made with
Oh,
love.
all right. Which one should I have first?
Try the laddus. Laddus.
The laddu's the yellow one?
Yeah.
They're all yellow.
that yellow.
There's also barfi in there too.
What is this guy?
So that's a laddu.
That's the laddu. You guys
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm good right now.
Okay, Lolly.
Just eating.
And
Lolly
then,
invited
or-
me to his wedding. Getting married.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have one
I'm getting
after.
married about a
I'll have
month
one
now,
after.
so
Yeah.
time to grow up.
What's going on, buddy?
Good.
Laddu.
The official drink of the EST Hangout is the
yeah.
Fish's Long Drink Legend in 1952. A drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Longdrink.com/Canada is where you can enter your postal code and find a liquor store and establishment nearest you with the long drink.
These are fantastic.
They're delicious.
I've never had this.
I'm gonna take one of his mom's home.
No,
Yeah. No.
There's your card.
I need that.
Are you gonna open your card?
Yeah.
It's a
open it up.
wedding invite.
You know what?
Well,
Oh,
show
nicely done.
everybody.
It's
On the
a
back.
nice.
few
I
invites
like
in
that.
there, I bet.
You want to talk about
Like a couple
somebody
cards in
who
there.
rolls up to the rink with a hot cart? He's got his Maserati.
Nice.
Yeah. Lolly.
I love it.
Lolly has a
see.
Maserati outside. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laddu. So they do that.
This is awesome.
Sweets. It's like to sweet your mouth. It's like for good luck and.
I'll tell you what.
Nice.
It's delicious.
I'm looking forward to it after the show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
By the way,
For what?
just one more thing on the vehicles. The Golden Knights, they roll up in nice cars. They do it. It's awesome. Marcia So during the Cup run was in like a new Lambo. Remember with like the suicide doors? What?
Well, yeah, like I always get a kick out of this because when you go to different places, Florida's, the Californias, Vegas, the weather's just so different. And so these guys will
Dallas.
get Dallas. I remember one of my first camps.
The home teams.
The home
Because
teams.
there's like Kane's doing this on the road,
Yeah,
where there's
yeah,
generally
but-
don't have cars. Home teams in their home base. These are the cars. that they
Yeah,
have.
so I'll get to this. So when I first camps in Dallas, Trevor Daly's driving me around and he's like, "Hey, Buzzy, what do you want to get? What kind of vehicle?" So we're going to all these different dealerships. We end up at this Maserati dealership, which I was like, "I'm not getting a Maserati, thank you." He goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. Medano gets these for free." And I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of nice. Like, just hey, here's some Maseratis for free." But then when you go to these warm weather cities, the cars that you see that are lining up, and I remember because I played Anaheim lots, and the vehicles that you'd see coming down the ramp, you're like, oh my God. Here in Edmonton, at least when I played, they were getting F-150s.
But it was Oilers out. And you're like,
So they
oh.
oiled it out. I'm like, oh man.
Sick.
Like,
But it's
get the
got to get you
F-150.
through November, December,
It's
January,
also true,
February.
right?
Oh, yeah, it's a King Ranch edition, man.
Guys getting a free Maserati down over here. You're getting a jacked up F-150 over here.
Sweet. Oh, wow.
Or like what? Like Range Rovers are big here. Those.
Yeah, I think Kane got a Range Rover here, right?
Yeah, and
He had a
the
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Porsche, the Porsche as well.
Yeah, I
The
think Connor has a
Cayenne.
Porsche
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Awesome. It's priceless.
Yeah. Just saying.
I love
Why
that.
not?
But it's like, you're right. I remember when Jordan and Taylor had F-150s with
Yep.
the Oilers stitching and all that. I was like,
Yep.
cool, guys. I was like,
Like-
you drive the most common vehicle in Alberta.
Like me and McIntyre were like almost neighbors. Me and Bergeron were neighbors, but Mac lived like 2 minutes down the road, and he'd be like, "Belsey, you're coming over." Like when I get called up, "You're coming over. You're gonna help me like load some stuff up into my truck." And
But he's an actual rancher.
oh yeah, it was like,
Like,
where'd you
he
get this truck,
ranches.
Mac? Oh, the Oilers got it. It's just big jacked up F-150. Like, good for him.
There was an Oiler. I won't say their name, but they were really big into like environmentalism. And
This is Andrew Ference you're talking about.
oh my God, how did you?
Because he doesn't hide it at all.
Because he was very big on composting and it just came out.
Yeah.
So it was
that's-
pretty massive.
Pocket mulches for crying out loud.
Even get
That's the
one
worst
from
kept
He
me.
rode a bike to didn't he ride a bike to Rogers
Yeah, he
or
did,
Rexall?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
he did it in Boston too.
He got a hybrid.
Hey, did you know the
Lexus
Beatles
or-
broke up too?
Who broke up?
The Beatles.
He ended up getting an RX, I believe, a hybrid RX.
That's what I was looking at. I want to get a hybrid.
But the dealership was really happy that he came in.
Of course.
I think they like hooked him up.
That's what.
Gotta speak
You know
in the
what we
microphone.
would be happy about if a
pretty low.
dealership hooked up Hello
He
Hockey.
keeps like hitting me.
We're looking at you, Genesis, walking away.
Ooh,
That one hurts.
don't
still.
air that laundry.
Need to get to
I wanted Genesis.
I know you do.
over under for Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues: NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with promo code YEG50 and get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. Before I get to the over under, actually, here, Play Alberta has Conn Smythe odds right now. Connor McDavid leading it at plus 650. Leon Draisaitl plus 1,000. He's second. I'm trying to see if there's any other Oilers quickly on this list. Right now, as of where I am, I don't see any other Oiler so far. Taylor Hall's plus 2,500. Oh, Zach Hyman's plus 30,000. Stuart Skinner plus 40,000.
Oh my heavens.
All right.
I don't see Calvin Pickard on
He
here.
might not see the net again.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins plus 40,000 himself. Two Canadian teams in action tonight. We talked about it a little bit earlier. You got the Leafs, who are the underdog at home. You got the Jets, who are underdog at home. Over under 0.5 Canadian teams winning tonight. Just tonight.
Over under on
Yep.
1.5
0.5.
or 0.5.
So one team wins is over. Both will lose is the under. Is
gonna
there any
go- I'm
chance a
gonna go the
Canadian team
over.
gets a win?
No,
Jets?
no.
Ooh, no, wait, hold on. No, under. Sorry.
You think both lose tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
under.
we both lose too.
Sorry.
Well, I'm on the over.
Get out of
Okay,
here.
Leafs lover.
You're a
It's
Toronto
called being
guy, hey?
impartial. It's called being impartial.
Toronto guy.
I don't know. There's just, sometimes you get those feeling in sports. And there's something about this Leafs team now that I have that feeling that it's something happening here. Jets, I could see him taking game one.
I'm like, there's okay, so you have a feeling with the Leafs.
a little bit.
I've got this weird feeling with the Jets.
that they're going to turn it around. Well, not turn it
that
around,
they're
but
going to have like, they're just
it
going to be a
up.
really, really hard out. And I wouldn't be shocked if they won the series.
well,
I've
that's
got this weird, like, just, I don't know what it is.
well. What if Hellebuck comes out today and gives up one goal on 40 shots, 35 shots, 30 shots, or something like that, and you go, well, this is Connor Hellebuck that we're expecting. This is the Connor Hellebuck we saw in the regular season. Then it changes the entire narrative around the Winnipeg Jets.
But I would go to the fact that the game plans are going to be very different between the two teams. Like St. Louis was a hard-nosed, in-your-face, physical as all hell team, and that's hard hockey. And so you're going to walk out of that series very battle-tested, like very battle-tested.
But also, are you banged up a little bit?
Sure, you might be banged up, but you walk into a series expecting an all-out war, and you're not going to get a war. You're going to get a skill series, but your mentality still like, we got to play hard and we're going to be all-out war. Like, you're going to probably bring that physicality to the next series. Can the Stars handle it?
Yeah.
Can they handle it?
Yeah. I want to think that they can.
The Oilers out-physicaled them last year, and they lost because of it.
Have they learned from that?
No,
No,
because their
okay.
team's not more. They're not.
They're
Team's
not
not
more
more physical. They're actually less physical.
The Jets are less physical.
No, the Stars.
Like, who is the one guy on the Stars that you think of as you're like, I wouldn't mess with him? Probably what? Mason Marchment?
No, Ben.
Jamie Benn's not there to like
But that's my
be
point.
big and strong and tough.
But either is Marchman. Marchman's there to just
Yeah, he's
play a role.
yeah.
But the guy that's going to be big and tough and actually fight guys is Jamie Benn. Outside of Jamie Benn, you don't have anybody.
Looks like Shifley back tonight too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unlikely
Which
on
is a-
Morrissey back
yeah,
yet
which
is what
is a
Matt
big-
Hyman's saying
big
as well.
ad.
big boost, yeah.
You want to?
They're a scrappy, feisty
Well,
team.
there's a part of me that thinks both Canadian teams might win tonight. It's a big time over.
You're gonna get a Leafs tattoo, aren't you?
I just said the Jets are winning two here.
I know, but
You're going to get one right on your butt cheek, aren't you?
Oh,
big old maple.
Big old leaf.
I've got the Maple Leaf on me. Radically Canadian, Lansdowne Sports. Get the Radically Canadian t-shirt. This is such a great logo. It just brings me back. What would you take over under 0.5? A Canadian team winning tonight.
Over.
Who? Jets?
Jets. I'll take Winnipeg.
I kind of want to go over.
I think
What's
the
the
Panthers bounce back. Honestly,
I kind of
How crazy would it be if there's 3 Canadian teams in the Final Four?
That'd be
That'd
fantastic.
be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be fantastic. So now the Leafs winning is fantastic.
I'm not rooting for
Oh,
them.
it looks like.
I want nothing to do with the Leafs
I'm
winning.
not,
I don't-
I'm not
I don't
getting a
want
Leafs
any of it.
tattoo on my butt
However,
like you are.
But if
if it
there's
was
3
3 or 4, I'd be like, that's sweet.
How about that?
Canadian team back in the
viewership
Stanley
the
Cup final,
States would
guaranteed.
Tank.
Big time.
I don't care.
Oh, I don't personally care either.
Care.
It's just less money for.
The NHL had another record year revenue-wise, by the way. I'm not worried if Gary Bettman's not happy about
Yeah.
the finals matchup. I don't care if the playoff numbers in the U.S. tank. I just want to see Canadians happy. I want to see people in Edmonton happy. I want to see people in Winnipeg happy. The people in Toronto, if they're happy, that's nice.
I
But
don't
they just had
disagree
a-
with
I don't want
anything
them
that
back.
you're
They just won a
saying.
Grey
stand
Cup.
by
They
that.
just had a NBA championship
Yeah.
a few years ago.
I don't disagree with anything that you're saying.
Hmm.
However, you want the revenues in America to be extremely high, and you want viewerships because that's what helps the momentum
it,
for the following season.
But that you're not
That's all.
losing. I understand that, but A, another record revenue season, okay? And then B, you're not losing the fans that are tuning out the playoffs.
No, but you're going to lose the casuals. Is what right now hockey has the casuals based off of the 4 nations. So that's all I'm saying. You have the casuals.
That's having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah, but you need that if you're the NHL. You do.
They are having a record revenue season after a record revenue season.
Tommy, they're still 4th in big sports.
They're never gonna
They're
catch up.
5th
They're
in
never-
big. They're,
yeah.
never
they're
gonna-
5th.
They're never
Yeah.
going to catch up if you have the
They're
attitude.
fifth.
Attitude, we're never going to catch up.
They're 5th in big
It's okay
sports.
to accept that they're behind those other leagues as long as you keep making more.
So you
and
need
more
to have the
revenue.
casual fans then. To be able to
don't.
now capture those casual fans, to bring them over to your side, you have to do something to keep them coming.
They're doing something right.
Just saying. But I want Canadian teams. So don't get me
Yeah.
twisted with what I'm saying. I'm just saying that based on keeping America entertained and America keeping the viewerships up and more money coming through, you have to have the casuals in America.
I guess part of this I would have to know is where does all the NHL revenue come from and how much is coming from the fact that you have 7 Canadian teams in there bolstering the top? Are they in the top 10 of the revenue from the teams generated? And that's where it
Usually up
hurts.
there,
Yeah.
but-
Right, and that's where
I think
you
3
want
teams are, though.
you need to grow the American a little bit more.
Yeah.
You don't want to get to a point where you've hit a peak and now you're just going to start dropping in terms of popularity because then over time you will then start seeing things drop.
I don't
Money
think over
drop
time,
over time.
I understand that. I don't disagree with you guys, but I'm just saying one playoff year
Yeah, no.
where you've had record revenues after a record revenue season. Like, I think you can still hook the casual fan back in that all of a sudden paid attention to hockey because of 4 Nations face-off. Because, you know, say that guy in Louisiana all of a sudden watched the 4 Nations face-off and you lost him in the playoffs because he's like, I don't care about any of these teams. Doesn't mean he's not going to come back. He's like, oh, you know what? I like hockey. And
But
I'm
you
gonna
have,
pick
but you have
the
less of a
Dallas Stars.
chance to keep them around if American teams aren't continuing to play.
I get that,
versus
but I'm not worried about it.
fair, that which
But
is
the
fine.
NHL office would be.
Yeah,
Well, because they have to worry about everything.
And those are the things you have to worry about. And you have to worry about the
Yeah.
American audience. You have to worry about American markets. It's why F1 really needed to get into the American market and they wanted 3 American races. Now an American company bought F1.
Yeah.
But there's just so much extra money by being part of the US.
Yeah.
You never want to get stale in the US. And Canada will not sell in the US.
yeah. Now, with that being said, I want to see 3 teams.
Yeah.
There's a difference
So,
between what we
yeah.
want and what the NHL office
Yeah.
wants.
Listen, man, they've got the Mammoth now. It's going to be huge.
Which is now, so what? It's the Mammoth, it's the Jazz, it's the Wild. Who else are not plural?
Lightning,
Lightning.
Avalanche.
Avalanche. And a lot of it's in hockey. Heat.
Yeah.
There might be 1 or 2 teams we're missing. But the Mammoth now get added to that trivia question of name all the teams that aren't plural in North
I don't
American
mind.
pro sports.
I don't really care about the plurality of a name.
No, if it's different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think it's Mammoths. I think Mammoths would sound weird.
Mammoths.
We're the Utah Mammoths.
The Mammoth,
Mammoth.
baby.
The Mammoth.
Mammoth.
Yeah. Well, that's how Colorado
Tusk
does
up.
it, the National Lacrosse League. The NHL having to take from the National Lacrosse League.
Whatever.
Elks rookie camp begins today. Just throwing that out there.
Yes.
Or their training camp begins on Sunday. So we are getting closer and closer. Stingers season gets going on Sunday. They are home to Calgary, and the Riverhawks get going at the beginning of June.
Are we having the broadcast on again?
Yes, Stingers broadcast will be on. There is no Oiler game on Sunday, which is perfect.
Mother's Day.
Yes.
Mother's Day, get prepped.
Yeah.
There was one more thing I wanted to say about the game last night. Just how happy the guys were when Connor Brown scored that goal, and they were all just cheesing. Isn't that refreshing to have that on camera rather than them being pissed off? Elliot Friedman did say this in regards to that moment. He said, "When I saw the way the Oilers reacted to Connor Brown celebrating that goal, that says to me that's a team." So
Yeah.
That's
fair.
We talked about like the chemistry earlier, and, the jive I kept saying, and I think that's exactly what we saw yesterday. Just really well orchestrated.
Got some basketball breaking news from Shams.
Oh, no.
Golden State Steph Curry sustained a grade 1 left hamstring strain, will be ruled out for Game 2 against Minnesota on Thursday, sources tell ESPN. It's the first strained muscle of his career, so exact return timetable is unclear due to first rehab like this. They managed to win
interesting timing on that. Because last week, it was last week. Maybe on the weekend. Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA said, and I quote, "I don't think Steph Curry can put up 50 anymore because he's starting to slow down. His body looks beat up." Then Shaq said yesterday, Steph Curry doesn't have it anymore. Now here we've got this. So very interesting how they all kind of just...
Well, he was a little banged up going into the end of the final stretch of the regular season.
His thumb was
the
really
thumb?
bad. Yeah, it's gross.
Hope it's not the end of Steph.
Me neither. He's fun to watch. It's nice to hate watch that team.
But they got that first win, though, even when he left the game. So we'll see. Jimmy Buckets has been able to carry teams to the finals before.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Minnesota desperately is going to need that game. We'll see what happens with OKC, though, coming up right away here.
Hey, how about this one? You want to talk about like broadcast and stuff? NHL and TNT's bringing in Rick Tocchet and Patty Maroon.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Rick Tocchet was on there when they first got the rights.
Right. So he's coming
Because
back.
he then left to go to the Canucks.
And he's tight with Wayne.
Pat Maroon should be good.
Yeah.
Patty will be great.
He's cool. Like he's an emotional guy. So it'd be nice to see that. This morning they were talking about Derek Lalonde. Lalonde is how you say his last name. I think that guy's really good. I think he has a really good analysis on things.
Well, he was a coach in the league.
Yes, I realize that, but sometimes
It doesn't translate to being able to
That's
broadcast
true.
it.
He's very comfortable. You're right.
Jake Allen was on the broadcast yesterday.
I didn't listen to him. Was he good?
How'd you like him?
I don't really pay attention. I flipped away.
He was
usually
okay.
during that. Yeah, it was fine. At one point, he called him picks.
Yeah.
I went, don't call him picks. You're on like that's a broadcast. Like
That's
on the
true,
panel.
but he's still a current
I know.
player.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would have known each other or played with each other and stuff,
would
but I
assume
do
they-
find that one a little like always like
Yeah.
it's Pickard.
Yeah.
Also, Kelly Rudy
Picard.
calls him Picard. Kelly Rudy keeps saying
Captain.
that.
Captain Picard.
That's what Kelly Rudy keeps saying. Picard.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's Pickard. But
you're
I
on the
like to call
national
him Captain.
broadcast right now. Like, let's get that.
Yeah.
Somebody needs
Didn't
to tell him that.
Spectre come out and say that? It's Pickard, not Picard.
I have no idea.
He did tweet that out.
Recently?
Yeah. Thanks, Spec.
Yeah, it's Calvin Pickard. But you were roommates with him. I actually talked to him about your time as roommates together. He was laughing about that.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
he
it
had
was
Brad
priceless.
Malone after you.
Yeah. Priceless.
He confirmed the blanket story where he almost choked to death on his. He had this,
Every night he'd almost die.
yeah. Tell everybody
Because he
if
had
people
he
haven't-
had this ridiculous baby blanket, and it was like honestly it was this big, and he would sleep with this thing over his face, and so he would snore. But as he was snoring and sucking in that air, he would suck in the baby blanket too, and be like, I'm like, what is going on right now? Yeah, Pix is almost dying every night because he's just sucking on a baby blanket.
Brad Malone threw it out. He's like,
'cause
Bugsy took it, threw it out.
So ridiculous.
Oh, why don't we have a goal tonight? He choked on the baby blanket.
Well, Yeah.
Your goalie has a baby blanket that he takes everywhere. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember seeing David Oliver because me and Ollie had played together and he was our GM. And I'm like, dude, it was at the end of the year. Pix has got to lose this baby blanket.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, I'll talk to him. And then he talked to him. He's like, no, it's not going anywhere. I'm like, that thing's got to go.
When I brought it up, he's like, well, tell Beller I said hi. And he's like, he's right. I love that thing. And then he's like, Brad Malone threw it out, but he wouldn't admit it.
Yeah, I didn't want to throw it out because I didn't want to be that guy. I want him like, his first foray into pro hockey. And then all of a sudden that Bell, that blank, was throwing out my baby
he's
blanket.
Like, I didn't almost die. I'm like,
he
Belsey
almost died multiple times.
Yeah, he said you were making weird noises.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that thing would go right into his mouth.
780.com. That is the word spelt out, 780.com. Click on Edmonton Sports Talk. The EST Win Yeah t-shirt. Pre-orders are officially up. $35 if you want to get that shirt. Do so right now. If you, again, 780.com. We've got Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. We've got the Oil Stream, Tommy and Dusty with you. EST Afternoons, the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Further recap of the Oilers' Game 1 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights and previewing Game 2, which will take place tomorrow. 7:30 out in Vegas. You will be at Hudson's on Bourbon Street in West Edmonton Mall.
Say it right.
Bourbon Street.
That's right.
6 o'clock. Tommy will be there for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Later tonight as well, Crush Performance at 6 o'clock and Oilers Live at 9 o'clock. So we've got lots coming to you, and I think we're going to have the audio stream fully sorted out on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I've got some emails that I can look at, and they think they said it's resolved. So I will go deal with that as soon as we are done with the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage.
Corey
Fun.
B just pre-ordered his shirt. I've seen a
Beautiful.
few people already.
Corby, thanks for the shot last night. He's working,
act,
so
yes.
he called Rip City, and then they did a round. So
That's
it's nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Dusty pre-ordered got the Radically Canadian Lansdownesports.ca shirt as well. CFL season that much closer. Also, the Dunya has a logo.
I've heard
100%.
it's this.
It's
Not as
beautiful.
good as the
Thank
Mammoth
you.
logo.
Tube
but-
socks. No, it's an original one. It's not just taken from EA Sports and edited.
Nice, Matty.
He's Shawn Belle. She's Jasmine. He's Tommy. I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. As I said, coming up next, it is the Lock Shop with Dusty and Huss. Don't go anywhere. That's starting in just a few minutes.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,